Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. I have been daydreaming about this class for quite some time. I have this big idea. It always starts with a big idea, doesn't it? And then, oops, light fell. And then you start to execute. And then you, then it grows, right? You start with the idea and then it continues to grow and grow and grow. Good morning, Sue. Hi, Patricia. How are you this morning? So happy you're here. So happy you're here. So I have a couple of things that you need to gather if you don't have those already. You need your magazines. Whoops. I need to not tap hard on my poor Otlite. It is at least 25 years old. And it just keeps hanging on. Oh, but I know this is going to die. And I keep thinking I need to find some kind of a new lighting system. But that's daunting, and so I haven't. So I need to do it before it becomes an emergency and I don't have a light. But anywho. You're going to need a couple of things. So you're going to need, good morning, Tam. How are you? So you're going to need your magazines. You're going to need Scotch tape, and I like Scotch magic tape because it is matte. I don't really like shiny stuff. And then you're going to need a burnishing tool of some sort. So I have my regular burnisher. I have a couple of different kinds of burnishers. My favorite is from like 4,000 years ago, and I don't even know that they make it anymore. You could use one of these guys. I don't know what this is. One of these. Remember these? I have a couple of different kinds of those. And I have this palette knife from Faber-Castell that's metal. And the reason that you might want the metal is because you're going to get a cleaner, you're going to get even pressure and, I don't know, it's just a sharper image, so to speak. If you're brand new here, if you would like, follow, and subscribe to Corbiere-Scott Designs, I would greatly appreciate that. And then if you would ask to join our private Facebook group, Stitch Along with Anne and Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group, I would greatly appreciate that too. So today we're going to dive into the wonderful world of Scotch tape transfer. So I've been doing this for multiple years. So here is one of the first examples I have. I have more examples and I couldn't find them this morning. So then I went down that rabbit hole of going through like a million old art journals. But anyway, this one is from, I would say like 2013 maybe. Here's one. Oh, this is my favorite. Where I just did, so I just used regular Scotch tape, and then I used matte medium to seal it. So I have this one, and I have this one where I've done that same technique. And I've used it on and off throughout the years, and I've started to kind of perfect it a little bit as time has gone by. But this one is my favorite. And I wish I could remember exactly what I did with the background. I cannot. I'm sure if I studied it for a bit, I could. But anyway, there's this new trend of creating words, creating, do you remember that art journal, Tam? I know. That was one of my first art journaling classes I taught at Scraps of Love. I've taught art journaling for years, but that was one of the first ones. And Tammy and her daughters were a part of that class, so I love that. Okay, so what this new trend is you're taking Scotch tape. And so let's find some. So think about this as you're going through your mail, as you're going through your magazines, right? Think about this in this way, like you're getting a little bit of a lesson in typography, right? Typography is just what it sounds like. Oh my God. Look at these. Shut up. Look at these letters right here, right? Unusual. So there's a couple of things you can do. You can, oh, that's the brand new one, I think. Yeah, let's use this one up first. Okay, so you can do individual letters or you can do a word. So I'm going to show you. So I did the word artsy, right? You can see that. And then, like, once you have your word finished, you're going to take your scissor and trim that, right? Okay. And then what I like to do is I like to just put these in an envelope. So then I just have them at the ready, right? But another thing you could do is individual letters. So here I found this really cool E. And now I'm going to trim that out. Right? Because then I could, okay, right? So I'm just going to store that in my envelope too, because then I can build with that, right? Okay. So, but I love all of these letters. So I think I want to, okay, wait a second. What did you say, Tam? Show that dot one. Show that dot one. Show that dot one what? Tam. Repeat. Okay, so I'm going to take some tape. So I think I want to do each one of these letters. And because, so look at the width of your tape. Lots of times you're not going to be able to do this way. You're not going to get the whole letter. So let's go this way. Let's get that R. So here's what I do. I lay my tape down. Then I'm going to take my braying tool. Right? And especially with this tape, you're going to be able to see where you've brayered, what you're going to, like what's going to come up. And then you're just going to peel up, right? Stop it. Look at that. Okay, now let's do the A. Right, and then we're going to brayer it again. I like to peel quickly. Some people like to peel slowly and gently. Absolutely, Keels. It's the day. It's the day for magazine art. So, today's a different kind of version of magazine art, right? But we're still using our magazines. So just start to really observe typography. And typography is just what you think it is. It is, stop it, look at all those great letters. It is lettering. And there's so much that goes into lettering. There's kerning, the space in between the letters. There's the space this in between words. There's, oh my gosh, so many things. But, okay, let's see. The dot one in here, this one, through the magazine. Okay, the dot one, as you were flipping through the magazine. Is it a page that I did? Maybe. Magazines are like advertisements of all kinds are really the toil one. Oh. The 4th of July, oh, the Halloween one. Look at, that's where I got the cool E. There we go. Double toil and trouble. That was obviously from Halloween. Anywho, and this is, remember we did the painted washi tape, and then we tore it up and did her skirt. So, and then we painted the background and then did some lettering, and that's the beauty of acrylic paint, is that you can put color on top of color. Unlike watercolors, you can't do that. Anyway, so I want to get all of these letters because I want to start a collection. So, of letters that we can then put in our art journals, or on a card, on a in any of our mixed media stuff that we do, and on a postcard, or just, you name it, a tag, right? So we have lots of tape. Don't be stingy with your tape. Okay, but I want to line it up so I get as much of it as possible. Right, I'm going to rub it down with my finger. Then I'm going to take my burnishing tool. I mean, you could probably use a spoon for this. See, I think ripping it quickly, you get a better transfer. It's so fun, Keely. It's so fun. I will just tell you, when I did the word artsy, I was like, oh, but just know it takes a little bit of trial and error. So don't do your favorite letters first. Do some other kind of letters, because here's some trial and error. See, I didn't my rubbing, I didn't do the lower left corner. I don't know, and I kind of did it in a couple of them. I didn't get the lower left corner, so you kind of need to be more deliberate in your burnishing. So just be mindful of that. So just practice a couple of times. I have so many practices over here. So here's a T that you can barely see. Here's another T, again, that you can barely see. But I think I'll try to salvage them, because maybe once I trim them out, you'll be able to see it better. You know, no waste, no waste. Here I started to do an A and an R for the word art. What else do I have? Here's one of the ones where I tried to do a word all the way across. That's hard. I'm just going to tell you. So, practice before you try to do that. Okay, I want to do all of these letters because I want to start to build some alphabet for myself. So what I'm going to tell you is that I'm going to run to Michael's. Don't you hate when you have a Michael's coupon and you let it go? I had a $10 reward and I let it go because of the whole glandy thing, like that kind of went to the wayside. But I'm still mad at myself for it because I could have spent it way before all the craziness happened, but I didn't, and so I gotta let it go. Nice. Anyway, so what I want you to do is I want you to go to Michael's and I want you to get a floss holder because we're going to start to build. Oh, stop it. We're going to start to build a collection of letters that are kind of like ransom note letters, right? But we're going to start to build them to use in our art. So, so like here, this AG, I'm going to just snip that out. And I'm going to snip it out because it's Jeff and my initials. Right? So I know that I want to do something more with this. I just don't know what just yet, but I know I want to cut it up, and so I'll find another envelope and I'll put it in an envelope so then I start to build my collections. Let's see. Oh, I have all these little bits of tape. They're all lined up on my laptop right now. But I hope that you just like pull out a magazine and just start to see, like, look at this R. That's a good one. So let's just trim that out. There we go. And it doesn't have to be trimmed like right down to where you're going to use it. Like the size that you just like try to trim off. What I try to trim off is excess transfer. Do you know what I mean? Like I have extra white on there, but I try to trim out like as much of the sticky on the back. You're going to get a little bit of it, but not all of it. So I'm going to trim that one and put it in the envelope. And that goes in the trash, obviously. Okay, I have these. So I was trying to write the word art, and I was somewhat successful. So I got a good A, right? And sort of an R. But I kind of have an overlap of letters because I kind of got the letter that was next to the A, which I think might have been an N. But I thought, ooh, what if I like lined it up sort of with the R? So I think I'm going to keep them together. Because stop it. Kind of digging that. So I hope that you are doing the same now. I hope that you are going through your magazine and finding all the cool things. And remember, it doesn't have to be just your fashion magazines, but we have those, right? But I also found, look at this. I got this mailer from Natural Life because I love them. But look at this look at this typography. Look at this Hello Spring. I thought, wonder if I can get the word spring. Can I get the whole word? And even that little flower. And if I get like part of that girl's head, I can remove that. But because this one is close to the edge of the top and the bottom of the tape, I want to make sure that I burnish that really well. And then stop it. How cool is that? And let's trim off the sticky part. There we go. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but it's super cute. And what about hello? That would be a good one too, right? So go through your mailers. We all get this stuff in the mail, right? Oop, I let it go all the way down. So let's peel up a corner. There we go. Because this will happen. It'll happen. You'll let the tape flop and, you know. So let's get the word hello. And then let's peel that up. Stop. Look at how cute it is. Right? So it feels kind of mindless, but free spirit, style, positive vibe. So many cool things. So many cool things. It's the little things. Anyway, you get the drift, right? So I hope that you will continue to I know, Keels, I was just thinking about that too. For once, I'm ahead of the game. I got a huge one a while back that has enough for each letter and a couple of extra for numbers. Oh, cool. I was just cutting them out, but the tape makes it sturdier. Those, I know, I was looking at these too. Because they're kind of a tile, so I don't know what I'm going to do. When I rip, I'm getting a lot of extra from the page. So you just have to be a little bit strategic, Keels, about when you're placing your tape. This is what I have found. Try to lift on the edges, right? So I try to not let one end or the other super touch the page. See, like this one, I got a lot of extra, but that's okay because you're going to trim that off anyway. Do you know what I mean? And here's the thing, because, you know, I don't like waste. I could still paint over her. I could still paint the background of this, right? Because shut up, look at that car. Shut up, look at this. All the things. Everybody take a drink. Okay, let's do that other one, Tam. That other 253. Whoa. Look at, I got his face. Whoops. Anyway, I mean, and this is just one magazine. Oh, I did there was a Burberry ad, and you're going to start to really notice the fonts that different brands use, the fonts that the magazine uses in a different way. So Burberry, let me find it. You departed a bloom. You arrived a bud. You departed a bloom. Shut up. I'm totally doing that. That's not long enough. You arrived a bud. Right? I just take a little time with your burnishing. That seems to have, I wasn't doing that in the beginning, and I was getting subpar results. Shut up. Oh, see, I was so concerned about having something to lift, I missed the very beginning of the Y. So I need to be mindful of that. Right? And I think because I need longer strips of tape. Like, you just keep figuring it out as you go. And go past, if you're able, go past what you want to catch. So, look, I went way past my Y. And I got a way better pull. But look at, still not. Still not. What did I do? So I need to think about that a little bit too. Oh, I was going to show you the Burberry lettering. Like that Rag and Bone, I just kind of fell in love with the Burberry lettering, the font that they used. And so, some you're going to find is too big for standard, there we go, standard Scotch tape. I don't know if Scotch tapes comes in wider widths. I mean, I like Scotch tape the best of all, I think. I mean, you can certainly do, good morning, Lindy. I mean, good afternoon, Lindy. So look at these letters. I love these letters. So I want to make sure that I pull all of these letters because I will piece those together for something else. So let's see. Let's get the R. Because then I can, like, spell out a word, right? But I want to go a little bit past. And I want to not be in a rush. See, because look, well, I got some of it. Let's try it up here. I think the background isn't as contrasty, maybe, as I had originally thought it might be. See, like, I think the E might come out better. There we go. Those are pretty. And the cool thing is, like, now we get to mix and match all these fonts, right? How cool is that? So it will look real ransomy looking. Good E. Let's try a B. Stop. Love those. I'm loving those so much. So you can go in spurts, right? You can go in pulls, a spurt of pulls, and then you can... Lindsay, I'm doing it right here now, sister. Watch. I take the Scotch tape, and it's just... Try Scotch Magic Tape. We are all about the tapes, aren't we? I went to Lowe's and bought the tape that you were using. I haven't played with that yet. I'll do that next week. The tape that you were using... I'm just all about unusual art supplies, right? Like yesterday, I wanted people to know that you can make art with whatever is at your disposal. And that's when I used the, okay, so I burnished it down. A metal burnisher of some kind works better than like this kind of a burnisher. Stop it. Okay, let's do the U. Burnish, burnish, burnish. Yes. Anyway, I love it. So last week when we colored Easter eggs, I had all this colors, all these bowls of colors sitting in front of me at the dining room table. I was like, well, I can't let that go to waste. So I am not kidding you guys when I tell you, look at this. I colored so many, I just ran and cut up some watercolor paper and then I just dyed it in all of that. Like some of them I dyed the whole thing. Some of them I did a little bit of a Pantone, something going on. I'm telling you. And then, yesterday I started to create some little art cards with it. So I have a little bit of my washi tape on here. I have a canceled vintage postage stamp. because you know I always have to. And then I have some of the art that we were just painting earlier in the week. Packing tape will work, Linz, but that's the one you have, like you can use a packing tape, but then you have to soak that in water and rub off the paper on the back. And remember that packing tape is going to be super shiny, so you're going to have to knock it back with matte medium. Anywho, that's that. I started to build another roll. Look at this. Do you guys remember when I painted this washi tape like 4,000 years ago? I had this painted tissue paper, so I covered a Rolodex card with that, and then I have this. I don't even know what that's going to grow into, but I started it. So I hope you have a million things like that started on your art desk too. Do you know what I mean? Just as an idea pops into your head, give it a whirl. Write it down. Write down the idea, and then I like to let it percolate. And then, so now I'm going to trim that off, right? There we go. And now, shut up. Look at that cute bee I have to use. I have this whole stack of letters that need to be trimmed, but I'm kind of on a roll with the pull-in right now. Oh my gosh. And. Ballpoint ink will work too. So look at, I have the word artsy that I wrote on the back here. I'm gonna right. Let's see if we can get a good. Stop it. So think of the possibilities with this, right? Think of the possibilities. Okay, Lindy Barnes, what did you say? I love the idea of coloring pieces of watercolor paper with Easter egg. I'm telling you. Oh, did you say, oh, Bleck to the soaking it in water and all that, blah, blah, blah? Yeah, that's a more involved technique, I believe, than this one. So I'm just going to concentrate on this one today. Do you know what I mean? Maybe another day I'll come in and do something else. I'm just going through to see if it, because look at Burberry is here on this page, not as cute. I just want to look through. I mean, maybe like this work through, I will see something that I really like. Maybe I won't. I'm just kind of, you know, here's the thing. I can just go through this once or twice. I can, yeah, it's kind of a whole drawn out thing, Linz. The paper thing. I mean, we've all done that. We're soiling flowers this month. And I want to try the Scotch tape for those. Oh, and you know what? Look at, I have this, I have this flower that I painted. What if I, shut up. Look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Right? Or you could certainly just, you could just transfer, I don't know. A word, a letter, right? Or, are you ready for it? This is what I did in this 4,000-year-old art journal. I did it on a book page, but in a magazine, you have, is that, honestly, there we go. In a magazine, you have lots of text, right? So what if you go like this, and I just get a bunch of text, and I got the word Paul McCartney. So let's get as much of that text as possible. Try to get the edges right? Stop it, stop it. Then what if we could add that to one of those flowers? Stop it. Right? Right, right, right. I don't know. Look, I'm feeling like, what if I just add little bits of it? Do you know what I mean? Oh, like that. I don't know. I gotta ponder that one for a minute. Well, you know what? What if I had this big idea for another one of my little Easter egg dyed tags. I mean, you could certainly dye whatever you wanted with them. I just ran and grabbed some watercolor paper and cut it in half. I think it was like 4x6 pieces, and I just cut them in half. But you could certainly, you could do whatever you want. I just didn't want to waste any of that color. So I had my drying rack up on the dining room table, and all of my tags. I cut up a whole little pad of paper. So I was like, I want to like play with this idea more. Okay, so let's say we do, we could do a blue one. You could see how that looks. Oh, shut up. That's kind of cute, right? So what if we did this as part of the background? Stop it. Stop it. Loving that. And remember I said, you can, I knew you meant drawing. You could, you're going to use matte medium to adhere it, and I would put matte medium on top, and then build on top of that. Like I would do this, and then I would put some vintage postcards on, or postage stamps on there, and who knows what else? But do you see the possibilities are endless? Endless, I say. So let's I just want to keep flipping through and seeing what just kind of stops me in my tracks this morning. Do you know what I mean? I've been doing this thing for about 4,000 years. Just because I love text. I love text in lots of different forms. I love to build it into what I'm creating. And I know Lindsay's noggin is swirling with ideas right now. Everybody take a drink. What was that tape that you got last week, Linz? Dang it, not last week, but I bought last week that I had seen you use. Like drywall tape that has polka dots in it. Oh, you know how I feel about a polka dot, so I'm all about that one. I'm all about that one. I like the A for Anne. So let's get that. I'm kind of liking the individual letters, but we could certainly try to do a word. So we're going to take a long piece, and we're going to get that A, right? I'm going to burnish it. I'll show you that I find it difficult. So frustrating. I think the words are going to take some, like to do all the letters in a row, like the word artsy, that I had to not be looking at what everybody what everybody's saying. Like, I did that in the quiet of my basement all alone. Holy guacamole, yes it is. Oh, the plaster tape. Yes! I can't wait to play with that even more. So we'll play with that next week. Anyway, it's so cool, isn't it? I love it so much. I love it so much. And I was thinking, like, where am I going to put it in my art journal? I don't know. I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to, hopefully some big thing, some big idea happens. Do you know what I mean? I'm telling you, fashion magazines are the way to go. They have like the best typography, the best just the best. The best photography for creating magazine art. The best, and the typography is second to none. And, you know, back in art school, we had to do it by hand. Now they get to use computers. But I don't know that I want to take the time to learn that, because I just want to make art. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? And I just like looking through the magazines. I just like looking through, oh, look at that. A world without journalism is a world without truth. Ooh, I love that. I just like perusing it, right? And if I'm not finding anything in this one, then I'll grab another one, because I have a bunch of them. But this is the first one when I started on my whole magazine art bonanza. This was the first one. Letraset letters. Oh my God. Do you know I still have some, Lindsay? I still have some. And I have a Letraset letters catalog from art school. Crazy. Letraset letters were the forefather of rub-ons. It's already been 10 years, but when Matt was studying graphic design, it was all manual. Yeah, like everything. We had to draw everything. It was not computer generated at all. And so now it's just so different. Not that that's not its own art form. It certainly is. It's just, I don't know that, I want to learn a whole new thing. So my friend Jennifer brought me this one from Australia. So shut up. You know, I want to look through this one. And I have one that I bought when my dad and I went to Canada. So I want to fiddle with that. I think I even saved the receipt. Yes, of course I did. Because you know, you never know. You never know. So let's start looking through this one. How are we doing on time? About 15 minutes. I'm kind of digging this one. These front pages are quite thick. The rest are like magazine weight, but I love this because I'm hoping that it's a bunch of brands that I don't know. I say that as I turn to Ralph Lauren, whatever. Ooh, look at Westwood. Shut up. I'm kind of digging that. That W. Shut up. Can I fit it all on one piece of tape? Doesn't look like it. But that one I could. Now I want to be on a hunt for wide Scotch tape. Just because, why not? Why not, right? Oh, I'll bring that catalog out if you want, Liz. I was just looking at it the other day, thinking about how much our industry has changed, how much the graphic design industry has changed since I graduated art school in 1988. We don't even have 19 in front of our year anymore. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Look at these dinosaur designs. Look at these letters. Shut up. Do you see how close they are together and how they kind of nest into one another? That's one of my favorite things about typography. I love a nesting letter. Let's see what we can do. Nope, it's not wide. I didn't do it long enough. Let's do the word designs. All right, so let's press it down. Please, please, please get all my letters. I'm gonna go this way. Then I want to go this way. I got a good burnish. Okay, let's see what we can get. I'm having to rip with my left hand. Shut up! I love that. I love that, love that, love that. But look at, do you see how you can still, where's my scissors? Scissors. I didn't get super close on that S, so learn from my mistakes, would ya? Would ya? Bye, Lens. Have a grand day. Okay, I'm gonna do this dinosaur. And I feel like I really want to, I'm gonna want to cut them apart. Or maybe I use the word dinosaur in something. I don't know. Okay. Yes, that's a good pull. So exciting, you guys. So exciting. I know, Kath, I'm telling you, it's so fun. It's so fun. Look at that. Maison Blanc Balzac. That's nice. But I'm still pondering it. That's a stunning ad, isn't it? Oh, this folds out. What's in there? No. Tennis, tennis, tennis. So I hope, has everybody, Lori sent a snow picture of home in Canada. Oh, did she? I was just going to text her today and say, did you make it all the way home? I figured she must have because they left on Monday. She must have got home yesterday then, huh? I'm thinking. Without limits. Kind of digging that, you guys. Kind of digging that. I hope that you guys are all working in your magazines, like pulling out your Scotch tape and your magazine and finding cool things to start to build our ransom letter box. Do you know what I mean? Stop it. Oh my gosh. Stop it. Love that. There are artists among us. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Please let it be wide enough. Please let it be wide enough. It is. There we go. Okay. Stop it, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm loving that. And this artist's name is Aretha Brown, and she's an indigenous artist in Australia. How cool is that? Look at this. Oh my gosh, you guys. She says, the urge to make art has always been bigger than getting paid for it or needing recognition. I just have to make art. It's who I am. That is me. That is me. Jeff tells me I need to make a living, but to justify probably all of my art supplies, but and I just like to share it with all of you, you know? I do. And it is really a way to value yourself. You know what I mean? I get some good letters out of this one. What else do we have? What else do we have? Ooh, that leaf. Look at that typography. Do you see how they make those letters work with each other? My favorite. My favorite. Love it. Look at that crown. This is slick though. I don't know if that would transfer. Let's see if I can get that Rolex crown to transfer. I don't know. Nope. Too slick. Oh well. Worth a try. Okay, so there was that. What's the other one I said? Oh, I had this Canadian one. Okay, I have 5 minutes. You know what? Well, I just want to go through and see what's what. And then I will trim everything out after. That's awful pretty, isn't it? It just shows you how that it doesn't have to be busy to be beautiful. Simple elegance works. If you're going to a foreign country or going someplace different, pick up brochures, or typography that you find fascinating on a brochure or a catalog, snap it up. Snap it up, because you know we can make art with it. Oh, look at her. Look at her dress. Let's see, what is that? Beautiful. Caroline Monet. Anishinaabe French. That's what my family is. A Nuck singer-songwriter. But the dress was created. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I paid $7.99 Canadian for it. Yes, you help keep your interest in it. That's right. Because I know, like, there are so few print magazines anymore. And it just makes me so sad, because they've brought me such joy over the years, you know? I don't want them to go away. That's for sure. Look at her beautiful hair. I love that. Everybody's hair is beautiful. Oh my gosh, I just love it. I just love it. There's just something so inspiring about looking at a fashion magazine. And now I'm seeing all kinds of, like, totally want to paint on this page. I don't know what I want to do. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Totally want to paint on that page. And sometimes I think maybe I just want to do some words. Maybe I just want to, do you know what I mean? I don't want to mess with any of the imagery. I'd like maybe just the big blank sky, you know? I hope everybody is building their letters. Oh, there's some numbers, Tam. Let's get those. Stop it. I just can't wait to incorporate all of that stuff in my art. I hope you are feeling equally as inspired to do that, you know, to just build a page. Just have an artsy page and then build upon it with all the bits. Look here, I've got some cursive writing. Where's that green one? That is my favorite. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. And it seems like that was, now that I'm thinking about it, I must have coated my page with gesso maybe. And then I did some distress sprays, or I'm sure it was Distress or Diane Reevely sprays with some stencils, and I flicked it with some water, and you see all the things. And then I stamped on top of it. Just in love with it. Just in love with it. Look at this one. Totally different vibe. Anyway, you were born to make art, girls. You were born to make art. And on that note, I will bid you adieu. And I will say, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for taking off with all my crazy ideas with me. I adore you all. Thanks so much. And I will... It's Thursday already. How did that happen, you guys? It's Thursday, so I will see you in the newsletter. Be sure to open it. Bye, everyone.